You're doing more than 100K per month in your coaching business, you probably have the sales team. But sometimes you see some struggles when it comes to their performance. Your salespeople probably tell you that there's a lead problem, maybe it's a market problem, but most of the time when I see the sales organizations within coaching businesses, I see clearly that it's not. In this video, I'm going to share with you the best practices when it comes to managing your sales team and setters to maximize the close rate, to maximize the conversions that you get from sales calls booked in your calendar. And I learned those lessons from my mentors and also myself in the hard way while I've been building my own sales team. Currently at my own marketing agency, I hire 4 salespeople. So here's what I see most of the time with businesses in coaching space doing at least 100K months. You built a great coaching program. Sometimes maybe you close some deals yourself. You are making these 6 figures, but most of the time you're stuck. You can't grow beyond what you personally can close. So you're the bottleneck of your business. So you hire a salesperson. You think, great, now I can scale. But then something happens. You've been closing, let's say 40% of deals, and your sales team starts making excuses. They say the leads are bad. They say that people are ghosting them. They say that they can't get hold of anyone. And unfortunately, most of the time, you believe them. Why? Because you're not a professional sales manager. You're a coach, probably great at what you do. You built your business by closing deals yourself, not by managing salespeople. So you accept the excuses, you can blame the leads and market, and your business stays stuck at low 6 figures per month in revenue. Honestly, that's where the most high-ticket businesses get stuck. So here's what I learned myself, building my own sales team. The problem isn't your salespeople. The problem is you. Not because you're a bad person, but because you're not managing them correctly. I made the same mistakes and I learned that hard way. So I'm going to share with you lessons that will allow you to avoid these mistakes and grow faster. Because you probably hired them, gave them leads, you expected them to close similarly as you, but most of the time you didn't teach them how to close, you didn't hold them accountable, you didn't give them the correct systems and the resources they need to increase the close rate. You just expected it to work. And that's not management, that's hoping. And I had the story when my 2 salespeople left at the same time. I realized something. I didn't build a team. I just hired 2 people and hoped they would figure that out. And unfortunately, they didn't, so they left. So here's what I learned from that failure. Great salespeople don't just disappear. You have to build them. You have to teach them. You have to hold them accountable. You have to give them the resources. You have to manage them correctly. And most coaches think, I will hire someone who already knows how to close high-ticket deals. But honestly, most of the time, that person doesn't exist. Or if they do, they are already making at least 50K per month in profit somewhere else. I'm not saying you cannot find a talent, but it's harder and harder nowadays. And also, even you have talent, you need to manage that talent correctly. So here's what I learned about managing salespeople that actually scales. Step 1, get them sold on your offer. I can't stress this enough. Before they can sell your coaching program, they have to believe in it. They have to understand the transformation you're doing. They need to understand what's the impact you're making on the market. How do you help those people? Because at the end of the day, closers, they don't want to just make money. They want to help people. So they need to believe that your program is actually helping people first. So if they don't believe in your offer, they will make excuses. They will give up on follow-up. They will blame the leads. So the first thing you need to do is to get them sold on the offer. Let me tell you a personal story. While I was managing my sales team, I had a call with them and I asked them, how's everything going? And one of my salespersons started to saying things like, oh, leads are bad, they don't show up. Oh, there's something wrong with these leads. I immediately realized there's something wrong in their mindset. I immediately restructured the sales management practices I used. And in the first week or 2, I literally seen our close rate skyrocket. Why? Because I helped them get morale high. I started doing daily calls with them, showing the case studies, the interviews with clients we do, just to make them pumped about the offer, to see that we get results for our clients, that we deliver on what we promised. All of the time we get positive reviews, good video reviews. I just show them to my salespeople and we do that on daily calls. And in that moment, when I heard that objection from my salesperson, I realized I need to change how I manage my salespeople. And I asked my mentors immediately what to do. And they told me these things, so I will tell you right now. I paid them lump sums of money so you don't have to. So first, make them sold on the offer, like I said. Secondly, teach your salespeople that they need to take the responsibility about their performance. Because if they believe that the problem is in the leads, they will not perform at their best. Because if your salesperson thinks that all of the calls in their calendar are with people warmed up to an extent that they want to just buy, and they don't have any questions and objections, that's a fairy tale. It's not possible. Every time you'll meet people at different buying stage. Sometimes people just hop on the call with you just being curious, asking about details, They even don't consider working with you in the first place. They want to just learn about your process. Obviously, if you take care of qualification, you have lower amount of these leads. But being realistic, sometimes it just happens. So if you're a salesperson, I had the same experience. Expects to people get always hot just to buy your product, that's not going to work. And you need to explain to your salespeople that they need to push everyone who is qualified that we could actually help to buy. Because if we change their mindset that we could actually help people and deliver the transformation, and the mental frame that leads are bad, they are all not willing to buy right now, it's the wrong frame to have. So you need to change that immediately when it comes to your salespeople perception of reality. They need to understand that even if someone haven't booked the call directly in the calendar link, but they still opt in, your salespeople need to be dialed in. Call these people all the time until they qualify them and book a call. Because if you're not doing these practices, especially while CPMs are going higher and higher, so for example, meta advertising is much more expensive than it was before, you need to make sure that you have proper system conversion so you don't lose people. Because someone haven't picked up the phone once, it doesn't mean they will not pick up tomorrow. So your salespeople should dial at least a few times per day to new leads that haven't picked up the phone. Also, they should treat every qualified lead that actually can be helped with your offer as a client that they have a duty and moral obligation to close. Why? Because your product is so great. That's how it should work when it comes to their mindset. And also when it comes to mindset thing, you need to speak with your salespeople about their personal goals. Why is that? Maybe you would say, okay, why should I even care about their personal goals? But it's actually very important because, for example, with my salespeople, most of them, they don't think about luxury lifestyle or buying some expensive cars, watches, all that stuff. That's okay. They have specific goal. For example, one of my salesperson wants to build a great house for his wife and family to move out from the flat he lives in. So I literally financial model with him how much money he should make to achieve this goal and how can I help him reach these targets. And that's where you get salespeople warmed up and motivated enough to actually book and close. Bro, it's easy game. You just have to nail the basics. You need to make sure people in your organization are treated right, that you actually care about them, about their motivations, about their goals. Everyone has different goals, but your goal is to understand your salespeople goals and make this realistic. Even I told my salesperson, okay, it will take a while to buy a house with cash. Even with the sales job, you get great commission. Because in my sales organization, my salespeople make 20%. And that's ridiculous, honestly. But I realized something that the more you give, the more you receive. And the more you give, the more people are dedicated. And it actually makes financially sense to give them so much. And also one thing about people that actually blame everything outside the world when it comes to their personal success. You can't have these people in the organization. You cannot afford it. Why? Because these people draw other salespeople back. This toxic mindset is actually transmuting like a crazy. And one more thing about managing sales teams. You need to fire fast. You see someone is not performing, you give them some time. Obviously, don't be so ruthless. Maybe they had some personal affairs, some problems. You also need to be more understanding. But if you see someone in your team performing lower when it comes to close rate, show up rate, appointments booked, just ask them what's going on and how can I help you? Maybe you need some more resources. Maybe I could show you something. Maybe you need some assistance. Maybe you're not sure how to qualify these leads as something. You just need to show that you are willing to help them or your sales director. So help them in a way you can, but if they don't perform in the next 2 weeks, fire them. I know it can sound ruthless, but at the end of the day, the very important mental frame as a leader, I had this experience myself. You need to make sure to understand this, that you are not responsible for someone else's emotions and problems. You can help them. You can guide them, you can give them resources and training, but if they are not following it, and they fail with it for extended period of time, you cannot just pay them to stay in your organization and lose money. I know, it may sound tough, but business is tough game. You want to succeed? You want to reach new levels? You want to make higher 6 figures per month? That's the way to go. I haven't seen any business in this industry that actually grew to these numbers having terrible fat close with salespeople. It's not possible. Even my mentor worked with one of the biggest guy in the industry when it comes to info products, and they fired immediately almost 80-90% of sales team because they realized most of them, they've been fat cat closers. That's the way to go, bro. You want to scale your business? You need to have an A-tier talent. Pay them well, train them well, expect from them a lot. And you can't tolerate low energy in your sales team. If morale is low, I've seen this many times. You just see the decline in your revenue numbers, decline in your close rate, decline in your show up rate. So currently I don't have sales director in my agency. So I train my salespeople myself, but all of the other operations are delegated, so I don't care about them. I just care about marketing and sales. So I sit every day for 30 minutes on a morning call with my salespeople, just pushing them, just keeping them accountable, making sure they hit their targets. They are moving fast with their goals. And obviously goals when it comes to revenue for company, but also their personal goals, because it's all correlated. I analyze personally their sales goals and give them feedback. I give them resources, sales training they need. So to sum up, when it comes to your sales team performance, make sure they are dialed in. They highly believe in your product. They are kept accountable. You keep their morale high. Make sure that they not blame their external factors, so they understand that their performance is their responsibility. Obviously, you can help them, but if they cannot help themselves, you need to get rid of them. Sorry, that's the mindset level you need to have when it comes to reaching higher 6 figures in revenue, even 7 figures per month. I will definitely record more videos about sales people because it's so huge impact. If your closers don't perform, you lose a lot of money. So if you want to speak with me about how I could potentially help your coaching, consulting, high ticket business grow to at least 6 figures per month, feel free to click on the first link in the description. I have limited capacity of clients I can take because I work on rev share basis, so I have alignment with your goals because the more money you make, the more money I make. Also, you can message me on IG. I also give you the link in the description. And yeah, if you like the video, obviously click the like button, subscribe, and you can check my different video now on the screen about webinars, because I believe webinars are the best strategy currently, one-to-many selling, when it comes to scaling your info business. So thank you for watching and see you soon.